Child, we got a lot to get into. What's up? It's your boy Darren Green, back with another one of these videos. I'm here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, the season 15 has finally wrapped. Okay, we got episode 16, Life Imitates Life, or whatever the hell this damn title was. Like I said, y'all got to do better with the titles next season. I thought it was appropriate to talk about the last episode because it was good. It did grab my attention. And also, it's just an end of an era. Hopefully, we'll never get this type of piss poor dog water content that we were getting this year. I hope production really does better. I hope that we highlight the people that need to get highlighted and we don't cut out people's stuff. It's just a lot that really made this season so underwhelming, very clickbaity, because it doesn't make any sense how there were scenes from trailers that were never shown. It, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It does seem like what Nene and Kenya initially were talking about on their interviews with Carlos is like they're purposely or really what Nene said, they're purposely making it so that Housewives of Atlanta is not the number one show. Now, if you don't want it to be the number one show, that is okay, but you should definitely want a show that's on your platform to be the very best that it can be. And how y'all was doing this, how y'all had production just doing anything, cutting people's stuff out and putting people that we don't really care about in. Anyway, I'm gonna get into the timeline of the episode. I ain't gonna be talking about everything because not everything needs to be talked about. I'm just going to get into the most important parts, and then I'm going to talk about the drama outside of the show, because it seems like, and that's another problem with the show this season, a lot of the drama was off camera, and that needs to stop. And I blame the housewives too, because y'all be giving out content and y'all not putting it on the damn show. Okay, Candy, speak on it. Anyway, before we get into all that, so Marlo joined Sonya to see her baby's heartbeat for the first time. Ross couldn't make it. I know a lot of people on Twitter felt a way about that because it was like, well, you couldn't invite nobody in your family. You couldn't invite your sister, your mother, or any other relative. You wanted to have Marlo on there. But of course, Marlo has to be inserted everywhere because production is forcing her down a lot of our throats, which we do not want to see too much of Marlo. Okay, we want to see Marlo when the group is all here and she's starting drama. Honestly, I don't care about the wholesome side of Marlo. I don't believe that Marlo could produce a wholesome side of herself. Okay, let's be very clear. Now, I do feel bad for Sonya, and that's the reason why I'm talking about this section, because she did later on in the episode, she did have a miscarriage, and it was pretty horrific. Like, she was by herself. She went to New York for business, and that's when it happened, which is very sad, and I do feel bad for her. And happy to see that she is now pregnant again, and it looks like it's working out for her, because we see a little baby bump on her in the reunion, so that's good. Shout out to you, Sonya. But yeah, anyway, we get the scenes with Drew and Ralph. Okay, that was basically the meat and potatoes of this show. Ralph, it has become the Ralph and Drew show, and I'm not complaining. They're really giving it to us. Now, we found out that Ralph has not been sleeping in the room with Drew. Okay, and this was ever since Drew started doing the pass, this show that Todd and Candy are doing or whatever. And he said he doesn't know when he'll be back. I was like, okay. Well, anyway, they start really getting into an argument after Drew shows Ralph a video of Courtney basically calling her a bitch. Now, it's the same video that we've been talking about episodes prior. The more I think about it, okay, maybe Courtney didn't say it in a disrespectful way, or it was just like, I don't know, like it just came off the dome, like she didn't mean it to be. But also, I don't know you that much for you to call me that, and not everybody gets to say that. Yes, this person have said this to me in the past. Yes, that person have said that to me in the past. I'm not saying that those situations are right either, Ralph. But at the end of the day, I don't feel comfortable about it. And she basically said, like, how do you feel about this? Because basically she's doing stuff behind our backs. And that's when Ralph was like, is she doing something behind my back or yours? Okay. He basically says, what did she say that offends me? And I cannot stand Ralph this entire season. Ralph has pissed me the hell off. Okay. When he said that shit, I'd have been like, girl, you know what? Cut the camera. I would have been like, cut the cameras. We are done. I'm getting the divorce now. The fact that you waited for him to do this, Drew, you should have been out the door, honestly. Now, Drew walks away. She goes downstairs. She gets into the kitchen, and that's where her sister and her assistant is there, whatever. And Ralph still wants to talk. And basically, he's like, well, you heard Kenya call you a bitch, Candy call you a bitch, everybody call you a bitch, but it's a problem when Courtney does it. And this is essentially when Drew's sister gets involved. And basically, she's like, she looked dead in my eyes and said that, and lied in my face, basically saying that she didn't call Drew a bitch when she did. And then that's when Ralph kind of turned it on her and was like, well, didn't you call Drew a bitch one time? And then at the end of the day, and I love what the sister said, she said, I don't care if she called this girl a banana. It's at the end of the day, she didn't like it. And as a husband, all right, you supposed to take her side. And here's the thing, yes, it didn't directly offend you, or what Courtney said didn't directly offend you, but if somebody's coming for your wife and y'all are supposed to be like a unit, at some point you gotta hold your cousin accountable. And that's all it was. Like, I don't know, it's something between those two. And we've said this time and time again, whether it was me, El Teddy, or Medusa, something ain't right with them. I don't think they really cousins, or I think they are cousins, or they probably some kissing cousins. Okay, because there's something going on. It's some type of protection that they got going on that is just not. It's making me feel uneasy, and I feel like Drew should really have her damn tin hat on and really start to really evaluate that relationship that they have. Because, girl, you just met this girl. You literally just met this girl this season. Yet y'all are defending each other like y'all been cousins for so long. Something ain't right. I don't think that's her cousin. Either they not cousins or they fucking. Okay, that's just what that is what it gives. I don't care what nobody got to say about that, but like that's just what it gives. Okay, now we did get another scene. This is when they go to therapy, and just like the therapist that Drew's been talking to was just very appalled. He sees it just like we see it. Okay, this is divorce territory. They will file. Like the way he looked at Ralph, you can tell that he's just like moving like a person that's just ready to get up out of here. And the fact that he made this quote, he said, when I moved out the room, it felt liberating. Color Me Pink said this, and shout out to that page. But the moment he said that, Drew should have been, that's it. Cut the cameras. I'm going to the court. We're gonna file this. Like, she should have, like, because it was over. I felt like the marriage was over at that point. Honestly, truly. You wanted to wait until he sat there in the bear stress with a damn divorce. Girl, I wouldn't have let a nigga get a chance. Okay. So, yeah, that part really, that like I said, this part of the show, it irked me, but it was definitely keeping me engaged. Now, I felt like we need to talk about this because it's an absence of, and it's Kenya scenes. Like, there were so many cuts to Kenya's taping. We didn't get the soft opening of her hair salon, which that salon looks nice, Kenya. Okay, she really I really would have loved to seen it. I really would have loved to seen her go through the different rooms just to see, just to give us a more how it look on the outside, how it look on the inside. Hell, go into the bathroom, see how the light fixtures work. You know, it looked good when we seen it like 3 seconds at the end of the show. But I'm like, I wish we would have actually had a scene, and that was cut. Brooklyn's birthday was cut. They even cut a scene of Kenya getting loud with Sonya. I don't know if she was arguing with Sonya, but it was definitely, she was getting loud with Sonya. And that was during the candy scene with the whole party thing. And I'm just like, why was this cut out? Like I'm sorry, and I don't care the people in the comments that say, "Oh, I don't mess with Kenya or Kenya's toxic, and that's why production is being shady towards her." But like, y'all are blocking your blessings by not showing Kenya at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, Kenya's a side character this season, and it's not because she's choosing to be, it's because they're cutting her out. And Marlo's getting a lot of the scenes, which is not making any sense because Marlo's scenes are trash. I don't care what nobody has to say. I don't care if y'all want to call me a hater. At the end of the day, Marlo is not good by herself. We do not care about this foster care thing that she got going on. We do not care about this fake boyfriend that she got going on. We do not care about her trying to be this fake mom T and faking it with her damn nephews, acting like last year you ain't kicked them out. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. Marlo is only good with other people. Okay, she's only good when she's arguing with people. She's only good when she's going back and forth with the girls. She's not good by herself, and that's why she should have never been a housewife. And y'all are eating it up. I don't know why. I don't know she's, like I said before, she must be some real good to be getting all these scenes on Atlanta. I don't know where it's coming. I seriously, that is the problem of this show. And I swear to God, if y'all get rid of Kenya or Kenya quits and y'all just got Marlo up here anchoring the show, you will come to sorely regret that. Mark my words. Mark my words. But anyway, we get to this little candy party. This candy coated child, the damn pass for this damn. I thought it was on Tubi. Look at me being shady. It's actually on Peacock. What we found out that there's some type of Bethany clause or whatever. It's like when a housewife is promoting a show or whatever, Bravo gets a cut of it, and that's essentially why Candy was able to have this scene and it be on Peacock. Yeah, all right. So she lets Drew perform after the trailer of the show, and then we see like a little interaction with Ty. Now, you know, production had to be a little shady with that. Now, my first glance here, I don't know if Ty's with Drew. She might be with Ty. I don't know if they messing around, but I mean, it's clear that Drew invited her, and it did look a little mixy, you know, if I do say so myself. I don't know. But anyway, Courtney gets into it with Drew's sister because, you know, Courtney came in trying hugging everybody, and, you know, Courtney goes to hug for Drew's sister, and Drew's sister like, girl, don't touch me. You call my sister a bitch. Okay, I ain't got nothing to do with you. They talk on the side or whatever. They get into it. Drew gets into it because she walks up and is like, what's going on? And then basically Drew was like, yeah, like, you need to address what you said to me, this, that, and the third. And then we get Courtney saying, oh, you know, I'm just going to tell them what I want them to hear, what they want me to say, because I need to get them off my back. I'm like, Courtney, don't act like you don't want this argument. Don't act like you do not want to just sit there and just take up space. You want to make a moment, so that's basically what it is. I don't like Courtney. And towards the end of the episode, I really don't like Courtney, but I want to see that bitch back though. I do, because she kind of is bringing it a little bit, but she a messy hoe. Okay, let's be very clear. Now, they basically wrap up the season because there's nothing more to say about this. I mean, I don't really care about the show. I don't care about the past. The shit looked cheap. The shit looked like it should be on Tubi. Drew, you did pretty well as an actor. I mean, she is a seasoned actor. Everybody else, they got Candy on there speaking in a British accent. What the fuck are y'all doing? Like, you're trying to get an EGOT with this? Honestly. So they wrap up the season, and basically it becomes the Ralph and Drew show. Okay. You see that Ralph and Drew are getting prepared to get on this confessional, and Drew is a mess. Ralph is okay. Like, and at the end of the day, he was okay with, I think he really wanted this to happen. I mean, I really think, you know, and I'll talk about this on the live. I think that when it comes to Ralph and Drew, I do feel like these two love each other. Like, I do feel Ralph has love for Drew, and vice versa. And I feel like Drew loves down. We're at the part where we don't like each other. Ralph clearly does not like Drew. They don't get along. If they were never married, they probably wouldn't even be friends. Like, there's no connection. He don't like her. And in some parts, Drew don't like him either. but they do have love for each other. But you know, you gotta love and like somebody to be in a relationship, and that's why I kind of, you know, he does seem a bit unfazed by it, while she is, because I feel like she kind of loved him a little bit, liked him a little harder. But whatever the case is, Drew is a mess. We get a scene where Sheree comforts Drew, and it gets a little awkward. And I say awkward because it's just like, at first glance, I'm like, girl, I'm not you making it about you. But then I did kind of feel bad. Like, Sheree did lose her father because Drew was talking about how her father's not talking. And that's when Sheree was like, oh, I know exactly what you're going through. Like, my father literally died a couple days ago. And we're like, what the hell, girl? Your father died a couple days ago and we just found out about this shit? Like, what happened? What? That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not showing a lot. They're not showing a lot because that could have been a scene, you know? I blame production. I seriously, production, y'all failed this show, and I hope you guys get fired. And there's new production, because I don't know what y'all doing over there, but y'all not doing it. Basically, I mean, we get a scene with Ralph and Drew. They really aren't saying much. Ralph is saying that he can't say much. His lawyer's saying no, not to say nothing. Drew basically alleges that there was infidelity. The whole thing with him going to Florida, him having inappropriate relationships with people, and basically during that whole situation, child, the same night that they're doing this, they're taping for the confessionals, we get this artifact from Love and Hip Hop, Mimi False, going viral for basically nudging at the fact that Drew and Ty are dating. Girl, first of all, Mimi, I thought you were straight again. I mean, I didn't think it mattered to you, child. You was about to whole marry that girl, and then you like dubbed her because you know how these girls, these fake lesbians want to be, child. They want to be lesbian one day, but then they want to throw away they little butch queen, not butch queen, child. They want to get rid of their little girlfriend when they wants to meet. I don't know, child. Anyway, so that happened, and we get a confessional with Courtney. Like I said, I don't like her ass, but when I tell you she had that hot mic moment, and when I tell you she was okay, I was like, look, I was like, fuck that bitch. But then but the other side of me was like, ooh, what's going on? Reveal more, give us some more. Basically, she says that Drew and Ty have been seeing each other. She would see her off in Texas. Basically, she said, look, I'm not even in it. I got pictures of them, Drew and Ty, basically saying that, oh, well, Drew wanted to get, I see why Drew wanted to get Ralph to adopt their son or her son so that he could pay all the bills and she could be with her lesbian lover. And I'm just like, okay, we're going a little bit too far now. Now, Courtney, with your thin-lipped ass, you don't bring up children. At the end of the day, she would still have to financially provide for her child, no matter who adopts who. No matter, if he would have adopted, which I'm glad that it didn't work out, he probably would have been tied to that child, because that's a big commitment. However, Drew would have still, she probably would have reversed it after they got divorced. Things like that can be reversible. So I don't know what Courtney was saying. It seems like she was just saying things that is going to stick to a wall. Courtney is trying to maintain relevance on this show. And then we see Kenya talk about this. Kenya was not wrong. This is exactly what she's trying to do. She's saying any and everything, because I don't believe that whole thing. I'm drunk. I'm not. Girl, you ain't drunk. And you know damn well you still sitting at that damn confessional. You knew they were still recording you. They stop recording when you leave. When your mic is off. You wanted that information out because you just want to have a viral moment. You want to maintain. You want to secure your spot in the next reunion. You're gonna be there. Congratulations. You ain't shit. You're fucking your cousin. It's the sky's the limit with you. So, Drew, I feel bad for her. I think that it's possible that Drew could like other women. It's possible that she's been seeing other women, and Ralph is okay with that. I think what he wasn't okay with was Ty being involved, because Ty's a different type of woman. Okay, it ain't like she ain't like the lipstick lesbians, child. She's real butch. She's real. I can't say the D word because I think that's a slur, so I'm not gonna say it. But you know what I mean. Rhymes with bike. So I think that's probably why he's kind of fishing or feeding the blogs this type of story, because I don't believe it just was just the Mimi situation. People been was saying she was with Ty because she just been hanging out with her, and Courtney been saying that Ralph is definitely feeding the blogs. I definitely believe that Ralph is feeding the blogs. Like I believe that. I also feel like Drew is kind of scared to come out publicly because of her religious background and her mom. That's definitely something. And at the end of the day, look, you know how I am. Be who you are. Whatever. I don't really care. But I definitely feel like Ralph was definitely in on it, and I definitely felt like Ralph didn't have a problem with it until Ty got involved. And it's because you know how men are with the butch girls, child. They feel like, you know, you one of the boys. You competition, you know. Anyway, some drama outside of the show. Candy, her speak on an episode with Courtney miraculously disappears, child. Let's get into it now. People are speculating that it had to do with the things that was said by Courtney. Basically, the whole interview was about Drew. Basically saying that Drew was lying about her sister's mental health and that she was supplying her with liquor along with her mental health treatment. First of all, Courtney, you're not even in the house like that. Let's be very clear. Courtney is not all up in, unless Ralph has been feeding Courtney information. I just thought about that. Snake ass bitches. Okay, both of them are snakes, and they're incestuous. Okay, because they're messing with each other. Now, people felt a way about Candy because you used your platform to make this whole interview that you did with Courtney about Drew, and you was over here kikiing, which I seen clips of the interview. It did look a little weird. I mean, I guess you could say Candy's is retaliating against Drew because of the whole thing about her being a liar. But girl, Candy, you sat there, okay, and had this girl really come on your show and drag, dog walk, and make accusations about Drew because of a disagreement that y'all had on the show because you allegedly lied or not about her kissing somebody. It's giving Phaedra. It's I don't care what nobody say, because Phaedra do that type of shit. You sit there and beef with Phaedra, she gonna have your cousin that don't speak to you no more, you know, talking to her, trying to get information about you. Like, that was some snake ass shit, Candy. You know that was some snake ass shit, and that's why you deleted it, because people was getting on your ass. Okay, Candy ain't shit, and that's why that show ain't gonna be shit either. The past, girl, bye. Anyway, tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. I will get back with you. You know, it's gonna be, I think we're gonna be on El Teddy's channel for this live, but this is what I had to say. My first thoughts on the episode. Tell me what y'all think, child, because I'm done.